GA.
Acknowledge me.
Leveled by Marvin Constant, the redshirt freshman out of Tuscaloosa.
Oh, they go by now. Let him know he don't want to stop. 65 yards as the ball was brought away from the line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon.
Hey, you forgot to see my book.
And you see proper.
What is up? Happy Tuesday, and welcome to another edition of the Bama Standard. I have an unbelievable all-star panel with me tonight. And no, don't adjust your screens. I'm not Justin. It got a little uglier in this. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance for the way the show goes. Just think of it as sixth grade kickball or kick pin for all you weirdos from Tuscaloosa that call it kick pin. But think of it as kickball. We've got all these all-stars that get picked, and somebody had to get picked last to play catcher. They told me, hey, man, come in and catch. And if there's a play at the plate, just get your sorry ass out of the way and let us do our thing. So that's me. I'm here. Daniel Petty, your host tonight. But I can't do this properly, so I'm going to turn this over to my main.
Petty.
What?
You just said you catch. You just told us you
Man,
were a
let that man go.
Go ahead.
Oh, man, Mark.
Petty's the bottom.
Man, shut up,
Marvin.
All right.
Hey, go get you some soft serve ice cream and keep your mouth shut. Go get you some soft serve.
Petty, mute his mic.
I'm going to have to mute you because you know what catchers do. They bend it over and hand it. So,
hey, Marvin, if you didn't know, you have two qualified and then two overqualified guys, and then you have Stephen M on this, right?
I know.
Okay. So we only got about 45 to an hour. So if you keep on interrupting, I'm
done. No more interruptions.
All right, keep going, Petty. I got to get out.
Look, I'm done. Marvin's already hurt my damn feelings for the night. I'll find him later and put him in a headlock fart. With that said, Stephen Smith, introduce the all-stars that are here with us tonight.
All right, we're going to start with the first one in the room. We got the undefeated, the undisputed. Nobody is better in comedy than this brother right here. Get your ones in the air. He is him, Steve Brown.
What's happening, y'all? I'm happy to be back, man. Listen, man, while we're away, Marvin and I went and got ice cream. We had a good time. But I don't understand why nobody said too much about Justin. Justin let me know, had me to let y'all know that he's away this weekend. He is down in, I think, I don't know where he is, but
Ruston, Louisiana, home of Neil McCready.
No, that's a lie. He's in Western. I forgot where it was, but he's getting the BBL. Yes, he's getting the BBL, and next week he's gonna come back as a bad bitch. We can't wait to see him. So that's Justin. Yeah, Justin's getting the BBL. I cannot wait to see this.
And now we go to the man underneath the star. This is one of the original thumpers, hitters, killers, destroyers. If you got a quarterback, get the heck out the way, because he gonna tear up everything moving. An all SEC linebacker. And when Ric Flair says to be the man, whoa, God, you gotta beat this man. He is still holding it in the road as that man, Marvin Killer Constant.
Well, you know, it was a pleasure to be able to introduce myself.
Wrong.
Hey,
wrong.
Marvin, I'm telling you, we gonna move on.
We're going to move on to my guy over here. One of the baddest, flyest defensive backs to ever play at the University of Alabama. The man was a pick-six tackling magnet. He played with the legendary Marvin Constant, but he's his own legend. Oh, wait, and by the way, this guy also, he scouts, he recruits, he's a GM. He can put on every hat he want to put on. We got Take Me Through the Smoke, Gerald Coach Smoke Dixon.
Let's get to it. Get to my guy next up, man. Get to the next one up.
All right, next one up. We got, bam, the baddest dude that ever told a running back football in the Nick Saban era. We looking at a man drip down from Tuscaloosa, a two-time national champion, a two-time USFL champion, one of the faces of the USFL in that game playing day with them Stallions. And he's right here in all black, ready to take your soul from you. We got Bo Scarborough in here.
Next man up.
And now we got the guy that brought Saban butt chewing to life. He was in the room, but every time Saban cussed out Lane Kiffin, Saban cussed out every coach on that staff. He was right there at every practice, seeing it all go down to the glory of some SEC and some national championships. Oh, don't let the hat fool you. He got his own podcast as well with McCready, but he the OG, Tyler Siskey. Boom.
Man,
Just like that.
well,
Man,
dude.
I'm ready to go.
How about my guy? Got my guy Smoke. Got my man Bo Cephas. Man, I mean, it's like old times. Me and Bo used to have our own podcast in the office for about an hour every day. So yeah, I'm happy to be back with my guy Bo, man.
Yeah, Stephen, you forgot to say Tyler's the man that brought Bo to Alabama.
Yes, he did bring Bo to Alabama.
No, I wouldn't say that. I had to prevent him from going somewhere else. That's more. I mean, I more did some of that, but I didn't. You know, I don't know. About
Maybe we can tell that story later.
No, we cannot.
Hey, but Stephen, you also forgot to mention that Marvin likes strawberry ice cream.
I hate to say it.
I'm not going to jump into that rabbit hole. I will not do it.
Let's get on with it, guys.
Well,
Go.
Get to it.
I guess I don't know if you've ever had an introduction like that, Smoke. I'm sorry. I will work on my Monday night introductions. We'll get that better. But before we do all that, before we get into a killer ass show where we talk about why Alabama was snubbed from the playoffs, should they've been snubbed from the playoffs, Tyler is already, he hadn't talked about this yet, so I know he's ready to talk about this subject. Then we got Alabama, Michigan part 2. Is this revenge for Alabama, or is this just the redhead stepchild bowl of the Rose Bowl? Yeah, that's it. We got some portal madness going on. I know Stephen M's on top of that. We got the depth chart. Stephen M. Smith stuff is changing left and right. If you haven't been paying attention, shit's going all over the place. Stephen's going to tell you where everybody's going, who's coming in. It's going to be where the turnstile's headed. But with that said, look, we got to give a little bit of love to people keep the lights on here at the Bama Standard, and that is one Lamstone Company. Hold on, I got to do the banners too. They make me do everything on these nights. Hey, so check out realrockstone.com and Lamstone Company. Have you ever dreamed of having beautiful natural stone in or around your home? Well, don't settle for subpar materials. Check out Lamstone Company's selection of natural stone products to meet all your project needs. Lamstone is located in beautiful Aniana, Alabama, and is one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. So tell them we sent you by using the promo code the Bama Standard and receive 10% off your purchase today. That's 10% off the purchase of stone on your house, guys. That's a pretty damn good deal. So go give love to realrockstone.com, Lamstone Company, the people that give us love. And with that said, man, let's talk a little damn ball. First of all, hit that like and subscribe. If you're on Twitter, X, come over here to the Bama Standard. Give us some love. We know there's a bunch of you over there. Hit that like and subscribe. And with that said, let's talk a little ball, guys. I know it's been talked about ad nauseum. Everybody's beat this. Me and Smoke talked about it last night. Siskey's been wanting to talk about it. Bama got snubbed in favor of SMU, guys. Smoke says they didn't get snubbed. Smoke didn't think they belong. Marvin didn't think they belong. Guys, I'm not going to talk much more. I'm going to open this up. Who wants – I'm going to let the star of the show go first, and then we'll roll on from there.
I saw something today with Mark Ingram. He said something so profound about the so-called snubbing. Bama did not get snubbed. You are in charge of your own destiny. And my thing is, you didn't handle your business. You were supposed to beat 2 teams, especially Vanderbilt, and then you go down to Oklahoma and get embarrassed. That is no way, shape, form, or fashion the Bama Standard. And I'm not tripping about us being at home playing in the Chitlin Bowl. I don't care about all that because, hey, we could have been somewhere else. We could have been in the playoffs if we handled our business. So due to bad coaching, due to undisciplined players and people being very selfish. We are where we are. So let's look at where we are and let's change it and move forward for next season. That's how I look at it. So I'm with it.
Marvin, you were pretty vocal about this last week, man. You think justice was served? It was, Bama's got to look in the mirror. Or is this playoff committee stupid as hell for the way they're doing it?
We got what we deserve. When you're in school, you're given homework assignments, right? You don't do your homework. When you get to the final and you got that damn F, it's because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. Same situation here. We didn't do what we were supposed to do, so we got the F that we deserve. When you look at what we did against Vandy, was that playoff caliber football? No. What we did against Oklahoma was well below playoff caliber football. Even in Tennessee, we had a chance to win the game, but it was a crappy game played by Bama. So how do you say we got snubbed when we went out there and played subpar football on a regular basis? You can even go back to the South Florida game, subpar football. We didn't pull away until late in the fourth quarter of that game. We played subpar football pretty much the majority of the season, with the exception of LSU and a few other games. Outside of that, we played subpar football. And if we were still in the 14 playoff format, we wouldn't have been considered for crap anyway. We'd be going to Shreveport. So we got what we deserve.
And Mark, to back you up on that, let me say this real quick, and I'm going to go to the next person. It's like rewarding somebody who keeps messing up another chance and a chance and a chance. How many chances are we going to give you, Bama, to get it right and play to the Bama standard? So that's why they are so. There's no more chances, Bama. You got this big old A on your chest. You have the biggest brand in college football. Act like it, play like it, and be about it. So,
Steve, bottom line, this is the bottom line. They want the playoff committee to gentle parent Alabama.
Yep.
Siskey, you waiting. I see.
I know, Siskey. I'm letting Siskey, by the way, you're in the middle. I'm going to do a big circle and then land on you like a bullseye last and let you go. But before we do that, we got to give a love. William, $10 on the super chat. Roll damn Tide. Hey, it's always roll Tide, all right, baby?
Hey, Daniel, you know what?
What?
Siskey is. I know when he's ready.
Oh, I see it on his face. That's why I said ready. I'm gonna just make him wait just a little bit further. Bo, give us another point, man. What do you think? Did Bama get snubbed in this deal, or is hey man, you got to take care of business?
I don't think so. And like Marvin said, man, we got what we deserve. We play like shit, and we get shit. And that's just how it is. You like Coach Saban, like Coach Siskey and Marvin and Smoke, you guys know when you're a consistent team, that's when you're a great team. But when you on a scale, you start off high, then you go low, then you jump high, then that inconsistency. So my thoughts on the committee or what they were thinking is that Alabama is a inconsistent team. You don't know what you're gonna get from them. Back in the day, if it was how Alabama used to play, then I would say, yeah, we got snubbed because we wouldn't even be in the position to even be saying that we got snubbed because we're a consistent team. And that's one of the things that I think that is missing from Alabama is being consistent and being disciplined and guys playing their role. Like I was having a conversation with Justin earlier today that I think that the standard is so high at Alabama that every player over there is trying to make a name for themselves that they are doing too much and it's backfiring. And I just think that at Alabama, you don't have to do all that. Only thing you have to do is do your job, and the legacy and the legendary gonna come. You'll be a legend just by sitting on the pine. If you play for Alabama, somebody will give you a chance. That's just when back in the day. I'm not saying that now, but back in the day when Alabama was consistent, guys. Look at Robert Foster. Robert Foster didn't play much at Alabama, and Robert Foster played long in the league than some guys that played a hell of a lot of snaps at Alabama.
But
is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is that we're not a consistent team right now, and we did not get snubbed. We got what we deserve, and we play because of the way how we played the last 3 to 4 months.
But Bo, that was a different group of players, not the same hunger and desire.
Right. Everybody's playing for the NIL and not for the NFL.
You guys are beating these
and
young
you
kids
just
up a little bit.
only thing you did, Marvin, was just summed up what I just said.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Different group of kids because again, they're getting paid now.
That's why I said this team is not the same as the other team. You can be a team that get paid and still be consistent.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
What's up?
Let me back up, Bo, on and tell Marvin to stop about guys getting paid. Marvin, a lot of guys that we played with were getting paid. Like we all had the same desire. We all wanted to make it to the league. A lot of us were selfish, but we won games, right?
Yeah.
Like flat out, no snub. This team's not good enough. They lost 3 games. They're 9-3 team. When you're 9-3 team, you can't lobby to get in. I believe the committee did get it right. They got the best 12 team. For whatever their criteria were, they got it. If they change it, Bama might get in because the strength of schedule. But strength of schedule was never a part of the entire equation of getting the best 12 teams in. All they want is the best records, got them in, and if you win your conference, you get an automatic bid.
Mm-hmm.
Before Siskey goes, so this is all I'm gonna say about this. Taking the Vanderbilt game was trash. I get that. We're taking that out. Tennessee game was trash. I get taking it out. You had one moment to go to Norman and erase all of that. You go to Norman, you erase all of that. You're in Atlanta competing for an SEC title. You're in Atlanta competing for a shot to win the SEC and to get the playoff. You go to Norman and against a team that's down 14 players, no offensive coordinator. You know exactly what OU is going to do, and you still could not stop it. That is on Alabama football. That's on nobody else but Alabama football for that. So nobody did not get snubbed. You had your moment, Bama, on national TV to put yourself in the dance. You chose to let somebody else walk with your girl to the dance, and you didn't walk with her.
I blame that entirely on coaching. They did not prepare those kids. I don't care what nobody says. They did not prepare those kids, and what happened. That's just it.
But you have to put a leverage onus on the players, though, because as a player, you know we win this game, we go to Atlanta. If you ain't got enough pride and enough oomph about yourself to go do the damn job to where you only kick a damn field goal, I put that on just as much on the players.
All right, so Tyler, what you got?
Tyler, I don't put it on the coaches. I put it on the player because they the one that got to go out there and play hard, and they didn't play hard against Oklahoma.
I want to hear what Tyler got to say.
Yeah, Tyler, you've obviously stepped onto a Bama show that's not blowing Homer smoke and saying we got screwed. I know you've been very vocal that Bama didn't get screwed, just what everybody else is saying in Oklahoma. But where's your spin on this, man? Players, coaches, people need to get over it. What?
Bo knows me. Smoke knows me. I don't do participation trophies. I don't do participation trophies. I don't give a fuck if they said you're in. What you playing for?
Right.
All right. What are you playing for?
Exactly.
And so for me, if you look at just the whole body of work, if you want to look at, issues or whatever, just from 1,000-foot view, it was lack of offensive identity. One week you want to be a drop back passing team. The next week we'll be a quarterback run team. Next week we want to run some quarterback runs, and never finding an offensive identity with a quarterback that only had one option to be only had one option of an offensive identity. When they went to that identity against LSU, you saw an offense that could be very productive. You saw an offense that could play from ahead or play from behind. But trying to be a drop back passer with a guy that can't throw any water from the beach is a difficult task. He's a quarterback. You should have been quarterback run games, which they did against LSU. They literally saw LSU had a tough time fitting a run, which they did against Texas A&M and further against read zone teams. They were over aggressive, got out of gaps. They had very poor gap integrity. They used it, and then the next week just got away from it. And started going to. And you go to Oklahoma, and to me, a championship team. And I'm going. I think Bo knows where I'm going with this. See, I'm at the point now. At some point, I know the coaches. I know how they coach. I work with them. I don't ever think they show up going into a game with not having their kids prepared. You don't become a coach at the University of Alabama at any stage where you don't go in a game with your kids prepared to play. I disagree with that point.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in time, you got to put it on the players. Okay, at some point in time, they got to, as a player, you got to show up. When you show up in Norman, Oklahoma, everybody knew what was on the line. There shouldn't have to be any motivation. And so, hell, I was at Alabama. We were begging for any kind of motivation to get you to play, like begging for anything. But yes, when the season's on the line or the game's on the line, they're going to show up and play. You know, you never had to worry about that. Now, you may get beat from time to time. But you know what? Never had a question. I never worried if Bo Scarborough was going to be ready to play. Never worried about it.
So
I didn't worry about Bo Scarborough ready for practice.
So
Didn't
Tyler,
worry about
let me ask you this, Tyler. Okay. You can't blame it on the coaches. I agree with that. You made some valid points. But let me ask you this. The reason these players are so inconsistent now, is it because of NIL? Because I strongly believe that.
But NIL's been around a long time, okay? So NIL been around a long time.
No, I know. I'm saying it's been around under the table. I'm talking about these kids are getting paid, and their motivation is not to work hard, not to be disciplined, not to hold their own, not to go hard. They're only driven by money and not getting hurt. These kids are not even playing hard no more.
Well, I think some of us. I think there's a combination of things, right? I think every situation is different. I don't think you can uniformly sit there and plant across schools and different things. If you look at Alabama, okay, there is one brand. It's called the University of Alabama. That is the brand.
Right.
When you have, and it's going to change year to year. It'll change next year. Every team is different.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to kind of what Bo was saying earlier and Smoke was saying, you can't show up when individuals are trying to outbrand the brand. Okay, when individuals are trying to outbrand the brand is Alabama football.
Say that again, please. One more time. Say it again. Say it slow, please.
You can't. Well, if you sit there and you got individuals that are trying to outbrand the brand, okay, and not fall, because I've said this, I'll say it on every show if I ever get asked about the guy.
I love it.
The secret to Nick Saban's success, in my opinion, at the University of Alabama, my opinion, buy you a cup of coffee, but hell, I was there. I get it. The secret success of Nick Saban in Alabama was he got 85 selfish assholes to play a team game. Okay, got 85 selfish assholes to play a team game. Okay, that was the secret. I've been other places where we had superstar recruits and all that stuff. You know, they very selfish and they, you know, all that stuff. We had 85 dudes. And those guys bought into the team concept and wanted to go. Bo Scarborough is as talented as any running back I've ever seen in my life. Okay, he's a great running back, and I'm going to pump him up a little bit here. Bo's probably one of the most talented, like, ball skill guys. I mean, Bo come to 7-on-7 camp, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing here?" Well, he ain't gonna hand the ball off. Bo's out there playing receiver. Okay, Bo was very athletic. And then on top of that, Bo was a locker room guy. You can't find anybody that didn't love Bo. Okay, you can't find anyway. And Bo got along with everybody. Bo treated everybody with respect. Bo is one of the most premier brand ambassadors of Alabama football that could possibly be, because of one, what kind of a player was, obviously, but just how he carried himself. Now we get into the world that we're in today. How much of that do they really? How much of it is how much do people go to work every day and they care more about Alabama football than they care about the name on the back of their jersey?
Minimal. That's
the difference.
Yep.
Guys, that's the difference, okay? When you want to talk about culture and all that stuff, the people that are winning, there's two ways you win these days. There's two ways, okay? That's it. There's two ways. And you got to figure out which one you fall into. You either, you go and buy the most elite talented roster that's so elitely talented that my mother could coach them and it wouldn't screw them up. Okay, right. That's one. Okay, or two is, if you can't do that, or you're comparable to the pay scale as everybody else, you got to have culture. And that's a big popular word, right? Culture. You hear culture. Let me tell you what culture is. It's that I care about the name of the name of that's on the front of the jersey more than I care about the name that's on the back of my jersey.
Mm-hmm.
That's what culture is. Okay, I don't want to hear about, our guys came together and we had a kumbaya moment and went and roasted marshmallows together. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't tell me about culture. Show me culture. And what was the culture at Alabama when Alabama was winning every single year when Coach Saban? Is Bo Scarborough cared more about what he could do for his teammates and how much more than he did about what Bo Scarborough, how many touches he got. And if Bo Scarborough getting touches helped his team, so be it. But Bo didn't go bitch about touches. Bo wanted to win games.
There it is.
And the crazy thing is, if Bo did complain about it, there was somebody to the left of him, somebody to the right of him, like, bro, shut up. That's not what we do.
That's
exactly.
right.
And you don't, and it's self-policed.
Right.
Hey man,
I cared about one thing when I was at Alabama.
Winning.
And that one thing was celebrating them 10 minutes after the national championship game.
That's what's up. Hey guys, so I know this is we could talk on this subject all night, but remember we the Bama Standard, so Petty, keep us moving, brother.
Hey, look, if you came here for sunshines and rainbows, I don't think this is the place where people were hoping, I'm going to turn on this. All these other fans were hoping to turn this on and hear Bama fans whining about getting left out, or Bama players or guys that coach there. Yeah, you turned to the wrong place, because these people do have a different mindset. They believe you got to earn your shit, and they didn't earn their shit. So I kind of appreciate that Bama takes that mantra. It's not a bunch of damn crybabies. It's, we got to man up and do better next year. But the show is not over. First of all, Jeremy Matthews, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. We deserve the Pop-Tart Bowl. Better make sure it's not the sugar-coated Pop-Tarts, because they got, or no, the non-sugar-coated. Non-sugar-coated are more fattening. I don't know. I just had to throw that fun fact in there for y'all. But a real fun fact is Bama gets Michigan again, and this time it's not the Rose Bowl, fellas. Man, I don't even have to address the elephant in the room, no pun intended, but nobody gives a shit about bowls anymore. I want y'all to explain to the fan base why bowls still do matter. Why should we care about this Bama-Michigan game? You want to start it off, my man, Steven?
The only reason why is this game sets the culture of this game sets the mindset of DeBoer for next year. Like, King of the Bowl, what is your mindset going into next year? That's what this game means. This game also means young players. You got to set your quarterback for next year. Does Jalen Milroe come back? Does he not? I think he goes to the draft. So this is the time. Ty Simpson, get him ready. If it's Dylan Lonergan, Austin Mack, get him ready. If it's Keelan Ross from the spring, okay. But for these young players, get them ready, get them prepared, because this is a game for them to launch them into the spring and to next season. That's the reason why this game matters. DeBoer, set your mindset now. Set it now. What is this program going to look like under you going forward? That needs to be set, and get these young guns ready.
You know what, Steven? I like what you're saying, and it makes a lot of sense. It's like, hey, crap will get off the pot. But I'm going to take it deeper as a longtime Bama fan when Bama really had pride. If we ain't playing for a ring, I ain't really too interested. I can care less about the rematch, because this rematch means absolutely nothing. Now, as far as what we're gonna look like next year, or trying to get the guys ready for next year, I get that. But again, me as a Bama fan, I kind of thought like the players. Look, we playing for a ring, nothing else. I'm sure y'all seen those memes. If Bama ain't going to the championship, that season is what? A bust. That's how it was. Maybe I'm unrealistic, but that's how I'm thinking. So I'm not really interested in the game. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm interested for one reason and one reason only. I'm here to get my money back from last year's L we took from Michigan. As soon as I seen this matchup, I was on my phone quick. I need that same bet, run it back. But as far as interest in
hold on, you bet you don't even know who's playing, Marvin. You already bet.
I don't care. I need my money back from last year. Listen, here's the bottom line, though. Whether people like it or not, we're playing in the damn NIT of college football, so no, it doesn't matter.
Which is crazier that you bet on it before you know.
And furthermore, the matchup is terrible for Bama because we run a 4-2-5 and any and everybody can run on the 4-2-5. And Michigan is a running team.
Yes, here we go.
How the hell are you going to stop a running team with 3 people in the box?
Fit the gap.
Are elite.
I want you to answer this question, Tyler Siskey.
Let me tell you how you do it. You fit the run. You go where you're supposed to go and do what you're told to do. Then you're not going to line up. And I don't care if you're in a damn 1-9-1. If you fit the damn gap the way you're supposed to fit the gap, you're going to stop the run. If you don't, you're going to get your ass ran through like shit through a tin horn.
Hey, Siskey, I got one question for you. After watching this team play all season, this has to be the worst group of linebackers I've seen with run fits that I've seen in a long time.
Man, stop, dude. You guys
hold on, no.
watching these kids,
no,
man.
Hold on, I'm not. But here's the thing. So at what point as a coach, do you say, clearly we struggle with these run fits. So when do we make adjustments to what we're doing so that we can stop the run? Because we struggle with those run fits throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I'd see if I could get the offense to find an identity, not turn the ball over 4 times and throw pick sixes to the other team. That may help you out, help your defensive stats out a little bit. That's what I would. That's what I would.
Justin Jefferson, now he was a dog. Let's just he was.
I thought Jahad Campbell was gonna go in the first round myself, but they can't play. they got 2 good linebackers, man.
Hey, Siskey, have you seen Justin Jefferson? What do you think of him?
I mean, guys, it goes back to the original deal, right? Like it's sooner, like we can sit here. It's like when you give up 24 points in a game, like in my opinion, I know Alabama fans get crazy because they used to like 1906 football stats, right? but like this is modern day football. It's called RPO world. If you giving up 21 to 24 points a game and you lose a game, that's on your offense.
That's on your offense. That's good defense.
That's good defense. That's like, hey. How about this? How about this, though? How about this? Just remind everybody, all Alabama fans spent damn 4 years trying to run Pete Golden's ass out of there. Now he's over here. Now they're like, we want Pete Golden back. Now he's having success.
Somebody just said it. Somebody just said it in the comments.
Why? Because he followed Kirby Smart in an era of 21 personnel banging your head up against the wall. Okay? When the RPO changed all that shit now you got to go tell a safety. All right? You gotta go tell safety. Here's what I want you to do, okay? All right, listen. I want you to read right here. You may have this RPO, but look, I need you down there fitting that B gap too, okay? But you got to fit that B gap, but watch out for that glance on the backside. Like you can't win. And so that's why vision coverage came into play. That's why if you really watch what Alabama's doing, okay, on defense, yes, I know it may make you feel uncomfortable at times. I understand that, but they're creating more turnovers that's ever been created. All right. And somebody's band's got to play. That's modern day football. The days of putting it on the electric thing, plugging that bitch up and watching them, bzz, that shit's gone. You ain't doing that no more. And so you're in the RPO world, and the game has spelled and the game has changed. So for me, again, what I would I'll try to get my offense not to turn the ball over 4 times, okay, and give the other team short fields, and then make sure you don't throw it to the other team for pick sixes and can say, oh, we gave up 24 points to Oklahoma. How many pick sixes in Oklahoma?
I think you had 1.
We had another turnover, though, right, Deep?
Correct.
Yeah.
Short field, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so points off turnovers are 14. Is that correct?
14. Yeah.
Okay, so the Alabama offense scored more points than the Alabama defense gave up.
Right. So are you saying that? Well, you're not saying it, but I'm just hoping we get a new offensive coordinator and quarterback for that matter.
Whoa. Steve,
Steve. Let me say so. I'll say one thing. One, they could not find an identity of what they want to do on offense. So if you want to be, to me, that's critical. Taking away, like you cannot take Milroe off the field though. Okay, you got to find a way to make it work. That's your job. You got to find a way to make it work.
I like that.
You can't take the dude off the field. The dude's a threat to score every time he touches the football. He's
like
the best. And
so,
before we talk about how Jam Milroe didn't
saying,
get no touches, Justice didn't get no touches. Hell, why would you give those 2 touches when the best running back gets the ball at the time?
I've been saying it all year.
So you got to find an identity.
Good running back.
You got to find an identity and quarterback run things like that. But being a pocket passer ain't one. But then you say, Tyler, if that wasn't their identity, why would they even try to be a pocket passer? I'll give you a reason why. Because there's this little guy number 2, and he got to get his touches because in the world we're in today, if he didn't get his touches, we'll be wishing you. So they had to do some things offensively to make the future better. So I would say this to Alabama fans, okay? Been doing this shit a long time, been doing this roster thing a minute. Got a business over it, okay? Been doing this shit for a minute. They had to keep the right people happy to have long-term success.
Excuse me, Tyler.
They could have won another game. Hell, they probably could have won 2 more. But guess what?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tyler.
Right.
I gotta say this. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. I kind of let Bama fans kind of convince me. I told y'all, I've been saying this for the longest, and people been on me, that Milroe wasn't the problem. Yes, he can't throw like that, but it was all in the offensive coordinator and them trying to feed different people. It was a business. It wasn't football to me. It wasn't.
Guess what? I'd have done the same damn thing.
Is the scapegoat.
I'd have done the same damn thing.
Same thing.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't. It was you. Hey, speaking of, I know we're going to talk about the portal night. You lose 36 players in the portal, right? Last year, 36 players in the portal. All right. And so when you're trying to replace that, if you're not careful and you don't look, you can't lose 2. You can lose all them other dudes out there. They all a dime a dozen. They all replaceable in 2 seconds. Okay. They replaceable in 2 seconds. I like one now. I like Law, but they never he was never really. He needs to be a feature guy like Debo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just sparingly feed him the ball. He's got to be really involved if he's going to be involved. He's a Debo Samuel type player in the college level right now, right? So he's a feature guy. Well, you can't have too many, you got too many cooks, too many cooks in the kitchen. So anyway, long story short is you got to be careful about running off too many people, because at Alabama, trying to replace, 70, 80 guys over a 2-year period is it's not feasible for long-term success.
Before you get going, Steve, before you get going, because I'm directing this at you and Tyler, because I want this answered. By God, I know this ain't the question. Will the Tide be up for it? Nobody gives a shit about this bowl game. There's zero doubt that the most controversial topic in Alabama football in the past decade has been the Milroe deal at quarterback. You've got people in the chat right now saying he is the problem. He isn't the problem. Tyler's right. Y'all are wrong. Yada, yada. Okay, you just said it, Tyler. You can win with him. Smoke has said it. You can win with him. But there's other people that have said it. He's limited in his passing. Was Milroe the problem? Not. He's not limited in his passing. Yeah, he is.
Guys, listen to me. For a person that sat down and watched a bunch of good quarterbacks, you can win a national championship with Jalen Milroe in college football. And if you can't, that's your problem.
I agree. I agree.
You run him out of town, you better have something that's better. And it's been a long time. Go ahead.
I agree 100%. Now you got to know what you're doing on offense, though. I'm gonna
get naked.
1,000%, Siskey. You have to know what you're doing.
You already are from the waist down.
But that's not on him. That's on the people around him to put a good game plan together, put a good offense together that cater towards his skills. I'm gonna say it again.
Let me ask you a question, Smoke.
Shoot it at me.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think this is an opinion that is not educated? I don't make, because people know that I know people. This is not an educated opinion. This is my personal opinion. Do you think they stayed with what they did on offense in effort to develop the younger players, knowing what's coming, instead of running stuff that only one guy could run?
1,000%. Yeah, they did exactly what they knew how to do and didn't want to cater to themselves. And I'm always I'm a player first guy, coach second guy. There are too many coaches that believe it's their scheme that actually win games. It's a Bo Scarborough that made every personnel guy look good when he got Bo in the building. Every coach looked good.
If Bo made me look good. Bo made me look good.
So let me ask you this, Smoke, y'all. So the biggest thing I've heard, and I've heard it from a whole lot of couch potatoes, Milroe doesn't know how to read defenses. He don't know how to read defense. Can y'all please speak on that? Because I'm getting tired. I'm getting sick and tired of everybody. My grandma, she even said it. She don't even watch football. Milroe doesn't know how to read defense. Can y'all speak on that, please?
Well, Jalen Milroe is not a full field reader of the field, so it's hard for him to go from left to right and get to his number 4 option. So when you start a young guy like that, you got to say, okay, listen, I'm going to get your eyes to one spot. I'm going to keep it either to the field or I'm going to keep it to the boundary. And it's 1, 2, the third other option, your legs. Go. But when you're trying to say, if you go to the NFL, this is what you have to do. This is what you have. You're not ready for that. But everything is teaching is in progression. And I don't think they did a good job of teaching him in progression how to play the quarterback position. Now, cut the film on. There are some throws that he can make that a lot of people in the United States can't even attempt. So throwing the football he can do. But all he is a thrower. He's not a passer. So a lot of the game that you want to say, so why is he throwing across the middle? It's hard to read the middle of the field if you don't understand what concept you're supposed to reading and what concept you're supposed to throwing at. So if he's not good at that, hey, listen, just keep him to the field. Keep him to the boundary. Get some QB running him. But he's darn good enough to win 10 games. Not winning 10 games with Jalen Milroe. That's like a slap in the face. It's a gut punch. That's a gut punch because he's that good.
Hey, bro.
So you can't say that this guy is going to be a first or second round NFL draft pick and you can't win 10 games with him. Figure it out and get it done. Because I know when Blake Sims played quarterback for Alabama, he's not half the quarterback that Jalen Milroe is. And last time I checked, they got to the playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah.
Steven, what's up?
I'll say this. Some of this also, I look at the creativity and the putting a formation and plan and scheme and looks together of Nick Sheridan. Because I look at this. Half the games, if you watch them, he's in the same shotgun, 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver look. Sheridan's in that look 85 to 90% of the time. Nobody's getting separation out that look. I like the tight ends. God bless them. I like Dupree, Robbie Ooch, Josh Cuevas, but nobody is consistently getting separation out of that.
You know why they run so much 12 personnel?
Why is that?
Creating extra run gaps.
Run gap. It helps the quarterback define what's happening.
It helps the quarterback identify what's happening. It helps the quarterback. It's more run gaps to be responsible for. Right. I'm going to say, look, Nick Sheridan. I get that I get all that. I understand. Nick Sheridan's a good football coach. Okay, I know him. Talk ball with him. Okay, he's smart. He's a good football coach. They're fine. In my opinion, which will buy you a cup of coffee, the coaching in Alabama is not the problem. Everybody wants to say that because Nick Saban left, right? Get it,
player.
Hey, get it. I promise you, I understand it.
Players,
I do. The difference is not the quality of coaching. If you want to get real technical, if you want to be really real, Alabama fans,
give us the real.
You probably have an upgrade in coaching in the building than you've had in the past.
Ooh, ding, 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 ding.
If you want to get real,
can I throw one at you, Tyler? Since your crew left in terms of personnel, that personnel has gone downhill. Point blank, period.
But let me talk to that too. And I agree. And here's the deal, though, is like, and you know it because you've been in it recently. In my opinion, the biggest difference is, all right, when we got Bo, okay, when Bo came, that was a deep ass running back room, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that stuff doesn't happen anymore. Building depth is impossible.
Throw it out the window.
And I'm not talking about building depth, not talking about just number of guys. I'm talking about quality of guys.
Right.
Okay. Like when Bo, we were recruiting Bo. Okay. When we were recruiting Bo didn't care. All right. Here's another thing. Let me tell you why you like guys like Bo. Bo didn't care. We had TJ Yeldon. We had Kenyon Drake. We had Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, and God rest his soul, T. Tenpenny.
And Tyron Jones.
And Tyron Jones in the room.
And Johnson Fowler.
Yeah, and Nudie. I count him as a flex zone. Hey, Nudie was
Ronnie Clark was in there too.
Yeah, Ronnie was a freshman, all that stuff. And then when Bo comes, we go get Damian Harris too. And you think Bo cared? No, because Bo was about competition. Bo wanted to compete. Iron sharpens iron. And this isn't an Alabama problem, by the way. This is a college football problem. Okay, iron doesn't want to sharpen iron anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go be the only iron at the place because the guy who's at the top of the board gets the most money. Okay, so
NIL.
But I'll say again, NIL is going to be fine, guys. And it's not the NIL is not the problem.
It's a motivator.
NIL is not the problem. The problem is immediate eligibility.
There you go.
That's the problem. The problem is not the portal. I mean, because people think the portal, people think bad. The problem's not portal. Portal was around. You still had to sit out a year. The problem is unrestricted free agency.
I hate that.
That's the problem. Because now if Bo's not happy, all right, like this is real talk. Let's just say this is 10 years ago. Bo Scarborough comes to Alabama, and he's what? He's freshman year. What were you your freshman year, Bo? Do you remember what were you on the depth chart your freshman year?
I was 8th.
He was 8th on the depth chart. Okay. Bo Scarborough. All right, let's say we take him out of high school. We're gonna pay Bo Scarborough $250,000 out of high school to come play at Alabama. Okay, that's what in today's money, right? We're gonna pay. That was NIL. If this was today in 2014, let me make sure I'm very clear with that. If Bo Scarborough was enrolling today in legal NIL, probably $250,000. Bo Scarborough going to the portal as an eighth team pick. He didn't like his deals in December. He'd go get $500,000.
Yep.
And let me tell you what's going on too. I'll break something here. Scope. We didn't talk about on our show today, Petty. We didn't have time. Let me tell you what's going on in college football right now. This is the dirtiest of the dirty. Nobody's talking about. Is you got agents that aren't representing anyone.
Right.
Okay? I would literally, let's just say I'm an agent. I don't even know who Bo Scarborough is. I hit him up on hey, what's your number? This is such and such, Bo. I call him up and I say, hey, Bo. Hey, my name's Tyler Siskey. I'm an agent. You know, I got all these connections. Hey, do you know if you go in the portal today? Because they would call, let's say I would call before I call Bo, Marvin.
Call me. I'm the GM at Maryland. Call me.
All right. I'll go, hey, Smoke. Hey, what's up, man? How we doing, Big Daddy? Hey, listen, what would you pay for Bo Scarborough if he got in the portal? $500. Cool. Marvin. Hey, Marvin, what school you want to be at, Marvin? You can't be at Alabama. What you want to be at?
Georgia.
He's at Florida.
Hey, Marvin. Hey, Tyler Siskey, how we doing, man? Hey, if Bo Scarborough got in the portal, how much would you pay for him?
$750.
$750. Okay. Now I'm gonna call Coach Petty. Coach Petty's the head coach at Alabama.
Well,
and I'm gonna call Bo and say, Bo, I'm gonna represent you, but here's the deal: 7% is what they charge him. By the way, hey, I'm gonna charge you 7% of this and get you a raise. Bo, you're making $250 at Alabama. Hey, Coach Petty, what's up, man? Hey, I got multiple offers for Bo Scarborough to go if he goes in the portal. I got one for $500, one for $750. He's gonna take the $750 unless you match it. What you gonna do, Coach?
You don't match it.
Okay.
No, you probably not.
No,
and I'm gonna call Bo.
You out.
He's gonna go in the portal. He's gonna go get $750, and I'm gonna take 7% of $750. I didn't even have a relationship with Bo Scarborough until 5 minutes ago.
Okay, but Siskey, I got a huge problem with your analogy. The problem I have with that analogy is you ain't called me. I don't know why you ain't called me.
Because nobody calls the janitor.
Hey, this is a great segue. We're about to talk portal madness. And now before we jump that though, I wanted to get one question from the players because let's be real. And we are, God, I hate I didn't do this before because I don't want to cut off what you're talking about now, Siskey, because this portal talk's actually freaking gold. But guys, Bama is playing Michigan. They're not just going to forfeit that game because nobody gives a shit. And I really don't want to hear people don't care. Fans do care. Alabama fans put 90,000 to watch a practice game. Crimson playing white. This is your chance to go watch the A-Day game against another team. And not just another team. They didn't put you against Duke or Western Carolina. They put you against Michigan. So at least you get to go watch.
Hey, Petty,
Bo, Smoke, and Marvin. Y'all played for Alabama. Will the Tide be up for this?
Hey, absolutely. But
yeah,
Siskey, let me say something. Like, Michigan's not a very good team this year. At all. They're not a very good team. So the fact that they put Alabama against a team that was like they had one good win, it was against Ohio State. What's it, Siskey? What did they win? 7 games this year, and barely 7-5. They barely were bowl eligible. So I don't think that's a good matchup.
It's name. They did it for name.
It's a brand. But
everybody would have watched the game if they had put them against Miami.
Absolutely, because players matter. But here's what I'm gonna say that I heard from every single one except Siskey said. We don't care about the bowl game. We're not going to get up for the bowl game. But the adults are the same one that always blame the kids for not being competitive. But we're not being competitive and want to watch a good football game of your team going out and play. At some point, fellas, like being a fan of Alabama the last few years, it's unrealistic expectation. At some point, that 9-win season was going to come. And when you replace the legend, and somebody has to go in there and you have to have that team buy in. That team didn't buy in automatically. The hardest thing for a new coach, and I've been a part of a new coach and new staff, is the buy-in and win over the locker room. I don't think they've won over the locker room as yet. It just takes time.
Smoke, I don't appreciate you calling me and these fans out. But
that's what it is, though. It's so like you have an opportunity to win 10 games. And the last when I was in school, when you win 10 games, Siskey, that's damn good.
Smoke, but not only
hard
that.
To win, Smoke.
Marvin, let me finish. One second.
Hard to
Let me
win,
get this
boss.
last point out. If Kalen DeBoer finishes 10-3, this will be the most wins that a new coach at Alabama has ever gotten in his first year by 2 games. Damn it, fellas, that ain't bad.
Well, that's what it's the whole. It's modern football, right? In today's world, every coach is on a 7-day contract.
Right.
Well,
it used to be what you do year, 3 years. Nope, you're on a 7-day contract now, and that's just the world that we live in. Immediate gratification, and at the same time, it's like Kalen DeBoer. Everybody wanted him fired after the Vandy game. Then it was like, then after the Georgia game, by God, it was like, oh, he's the greatest thing that's ever come to Tuscaloosa. Right. And then all of a sudden, everything was going all hunky dory. Everything was great. And all of a sudden, we beat LSU. We back. We beat LSU. The Tide's back. The Tide is back. Roll Tide. And then they go to Norman, Oklahoma. Fire him.
That man wears T-shirts on the sideline.
It's 7-day contract. Yeah, and it's T-shirts on the sideline, whatever it is, but it's 7-day contract.
Listen, Siskey, unlike both, I remain the same. I think this guy is a slightly above average. It's hard to replace Nick, and just 9 wins, 10 wins, and he'll get into the playoffs in some cases. But what we got in the last few years from Nick, like, it's hard to live up to that, man. Except what the guy is in the
Marvin, hold on. But here's the thing about it, though. Yes, they won 9 games.
And then both.
Here's the most important thing that they have in front of them. They can take this game and use it as a momentum builder going into the spring and next season. They can use it as a catalyst to take that next step. Now, do I care about this game? I do, because otherwise I wouldn't have $1,250 bet on it. So again,
are you serious?
The object here is to take that team.
All right, no, first of all, I got 2 things. Now, first of all, you don't like ice cream. And the second thing, and now you betting $1,250 on a bowl game?
Oh, that was what I wagered. That's what I wagered last year. Hold on 1 second. Siskey, that is what I wagered last year. I just asked to run the same bets back from last year so I can get my money back. So I lost $1,250 last year. I drew my $1,250 back.
Stevie next. All right, Steven up. Go ahead, Steven.
Okay.
And then both.
Siskey, I just got one question. So when does Bama in recruiting, in your opinion, when does Bama in recruiting get back to getting them top defensive linemen? Because Bama hasn't had a top D lineman since Big Q Williams.
Yeah, so here's when it comes to recruiting and everything in general. I don't think Alabama is ever going to have a problem getting recruits. Okay, they never are. I mean, I know I get that we can be nitpicky on positions and things like that. I understand that. The best recruiter in the building is the A on the logo, right? And it's not getting the recruits is not going to ever be a problem. The problem is maintaining your roster. If you can maintain your roster throughout the years, now I can go get a defensive lineman that maybe we can go get a Deron Payne, a Keenan Williams that wasn't ready to play. Like the guys Keenan was the 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft. I don't even freaking remember. All right. But
he was top 5.
Okay. But you can go get a guy that's a Johnny 3-star from downtown Birmingham that nobody really wanted. Okay. Let's be clear about that. Nobody wanted him until Alabama offered him. And he didn't come in and tear the fucking world on fire his first year, okay? And you go get a guy and you can develop him and you can keep him there. That's the trick. The trick is not getting I think a lot of times fans, particularly in Alabama, when you think D lineman, you think Jaron Reed, Jonathan Allen, I'm talking about, dogs, right? But they wasn't dogs when they came off the bus. They had to be developed into dogs, okay? And so the trick is I think they're getting the right lineman to continue the tradition. They're just not able to keep them through the process and develop them the way you want to develop them. Now, you've also gone through a coaching change, okay, and a schematic change. Your body types change, okay? And I hate that he wasn't on here, but like Reggie Ragland, Okay, when Reggie was like the last of a dying breed, man, you couldn't find 3-4 backers. Okay, it was impossible. Reggie was the most prototypical 3-4 backer that was out there. Big dude, downhill, thump your ass and make you like it. Pause. and so you sit there and you got a guy like Reggie. They don't exist anymore, and so you had to morph into this. And because if you were looking for guys like Reggie to play linebacker, they were playing defensive end in high school. And then the problem with taking those guys and trying to make them a 3-4 backer is they don't have the instincts and awareness to play the position. And if you don't have instincts at linebacker, we see you. You got to have two things at linebacker. You got to have instincts and awareness, and you got to run through somebody's ass and make them like it. Those are the two things. Those are the two things. Okay.
Right, so Bo, what you got, Bo?
Man, look, I'm with Smoke. I care about that game because I don't like losing, and I don't like having that L on my record. I mean, every game to me is important to me. So for like people to not care about it, I would say those guys, those people are not real Alabama fans. That's what I would say because I would say that you only with us when we winning. Okay, we in the shitty bowl game now. Okay, we don't care. We ain't gonna watch it. Nah, this your team. This Alabama.
How about fans like myself?
How we played. We got what we deserved. That's what it was. That's how it is. Okay, if I was on that team and we played and we in that bowl game, shit, I'll be enough training like we playing for a national championship game. Because at the same time, whoever beats Bama, they gonna hold that for the rest of their life. You gotta understand that. Everybody who beat Bama, it just like winning the national championship for them. And being one of the players, you're gonna have to hear for the rest of your life. Oh, we beat you back in 2024.
1987.
And they still talking about it. You know what I'm saying? They still talking about the loss that we had against Clemson in the national championship game. They still talking about it. Weeks later, they still talking about our loss to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt still on the high from that game.
And they're still on the field from storming the field.
People can say, "Oh, Vanderbilt." So we know what they're gonna say. We beat Alabama.
Right. All right. So Bo. Okay. So we got our points out, man. Listen, fans. We got a lot more topics to cover, and our time is limited. So, guys, we're gonna have to cut our responses down, our time down a little bit. So, Petty, what we got next, man? What we got next?
Man, well, we had started it, but I had to because the algorithms, once you tell them you're gonna talk Michigan, we had to talk a little bit of Michigan. So I'm gonna talk about Michigan for 2 seconds before we jump in the portal because Tyler had gotten a good segue into the portal recruiting madness. Steven can tell us who's coming, who's going. Man, I'm not going to get a big damn debate about it, but there is one player in particular that we don't really know about yet at quarterback coming, going. But yeah, Michigan. Look, Bo said it, Smoke said it, Marvin said it. You got 3 former Bama players. Bama fans, rest easy. If the Tide's showing up on that field, the players are going to give a shit. And man, I know you're talking about Brandon, Smoke, and that Michigan ain't as good. But I remember when Bama went and played Utah, and I felt like they may have been overlooking the name on the side of that helmet. You're not ever going to overlook Michigan regardless of what their record was that year. So I think it will get the team up for it. With that said, we talked Michigan. Good. Portal. Hey, first question, man. Nobody knows. Do you have an insight, Steven, is on Milroe? Is he staying, going? I mean, it's kind of people are.
Nobody Petty can really read this, right? So according to Coach DeBoer, he said all the players on the team that have NFL draft aspirations, no one's talked about opting out and not playing in this game. So everybody plans to play from Coach DeBoer's viewpoint. Now, could that change? As my man Siskey's making the money sign there, could that change? We will see. But right now, according to Coach DeBoer, nobody's planning to opt out at this point.
So, but these collective contracts are preventing that now.
Right.
All right. So just for real quick for the fans, and I won't take a lot of time, just so the fans know, when you see guys that aren't opting out and they're playing like, damn, why are they playing? There's 2 reasons. Either A, they're not a first round draft pick and their agent's not going to float them the check that they're going to get if they play in the bowl game. A lot of these collectors got smart after the last 2 years, and part of they got a big check coming if they play in the bowl game. Okay. Now they can opt out, but if you opt out, you better be projected high enough that your agent's going to float you that check. So if for guys that are playing, there's going to be a lot of players that play, I think, in bowl games, but it's all based on the collective check.
Shit, I'm trying to get in the bowl game to play.
That's the only reason why we want to play in the big bowl game, so we get that guap. Ain't that right, Marvin?
Hey, Taylor, what we got next, man?
Get that mileage. Get that mileage.
Is there anything the fans need to know from the portal, Stephen? Like, is there any big name players that we need to be looking out for? Guys that we don't know that have hopped in that you're hearing may hop in?
Okay, so right now, in terms of players that Bama could get, are players from Bama that are already in the portal.
Both. Let's get who the biggest targets are, and maybe some names that you're hearing that, and maybe you can't say it, but people names that we might need to be worried about hopping in.
Okay, so right now the names that are already in, we know them. Jaheim Otis is in there. Jaleel Hurley's in there. Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law, Caleb Odom, Miles McVay. Those names are already in there. Now, who could potentially join those names? Elijah Pritchett could. Keep your eye on that one.
Let him go.
Danny Lewis Jr. is in the portal as well. So keep your eyes on Elijah Pritchett. That name could go in there. Keep your eye. I hope this name doesn't go in, but keep your eye on this one, Keon Keeley. I hope he doesn't. I don't want him to, but keep your eye on that one as well. That could be another name.
But Steven, hold on. You said you mean Pritchett ain't in the portal?
Pritchett is not in the portal right now.
Well, see, this is the problem. He ain't in the portal.
Hey, Steve, I'm gonna say it again. Be very careful of what you're asking for. There are a lot of teams that are running to the phone right now if Elijah Pritchett jumps in the portal.
Also, Hunter Osborne is in the portal. That's another one that's in there.
Listen,
there's a few things that you can't get, man. Big people that can move, it's hard to get. You can shake a tree and find it.
Hey, bro, you can say what you want. I know you're an expert at this, but I'm gonna say this. From what I've seen, Wilton Formby is a lot better. If he develops a little bit, the only problem he had this year was picking up the blitz when we played South Florida. We ran the ball better, and he was a better pass protector.
That's a major damn problem.
That's a major problem.
He's young. He's only a freshman.
Okay.
So he can develop.
Pritchett is young as well.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I'm going Taco Casa kid. I'm
Give me the Taco Casa.
I want the Taco Casa.
I'm gonna continue the portal thing, Patty. So the names that Bama should be looking at in the portal, you got a couple of hot shot receivers in there right now. Casey Conception's one of them. There's a name, but I don't think he's gonna go. I don't know if he's gonna end up at Bama. Kelby Collins just hit the portal
from Florida.
An interesting thing about Kelby Collins, he and his family have always been diehard Alabama fans. Does Kelby Collins make that move? That is something to keep your eyes on.
Shit about fandom? You got the money or not?
Yeah. I mean, Siskey, there's a point there. Siskey, there's your point right there. Does Yay Alabama cough it up? We'll see if Yay Alabama cough it up.
I wouldn't, but
so Steven. So another person they should have, Alabama should be eyeing is Will Conform his little brother, because that white boy do not know how to make a taco. I'm gonna tell you right now, go on to the portal. Pick him up, Alabama. We're going to have two Formbies in there because Formby was a whole lot better than Pritchett. Do any of y'all disagree? That Formby was better than Pritchett?
Listen, I believe they're both the same. Two young, inconsistent. Just hear me out. You asked me a question. Let me finish to it. They're both inconsistent offensive linemen that over a period of time, they're going to get better. You just can't give up on offensive linemen like that. You need at least 10.
Pritchard's
played the entire season.
Smoke.
Go ahead.
I think this brings Siskey. I think that's what you were going to say earlier.
Well, here's one thing. I'll there was a really smart guy. He's from West Virginia, and he told me one time. He's like, "Hey," he goes, "Let me explain something to you." He goes, "In the fourth quarter, those small, fast sons of bitches, they're going to slow down. But let me explain something to you. Those big motherfuckers, they're still going to be big."
I answer that. All right. So you got to get those big ones out there. All right.
Get them big. Get them big.
Steve, just remember, when they get big, stays big when they get tired. Small gets small when they get tired. I'd rather take a big one over them little guys that running around. You just got to I heard the same thing about Caden Proctor. those are just the issues that you're gonna have to live with offensive linemen. They don't get good right away. Those are the elite ones.
It's the last position to develop.
Okay,
It's the last one. That's why everyone goes.
You said the big get bigger as the game go on, and the smaller one. Yeah, I had a girl tell me that several times. Listen,
but you know what, Stephen M.
No, did he?
You know, if I looked at the roster right now in just positions of need, offensively, I would say you need another playmaker in terms of on the outside.
Okay.
True.
Right?
True. You do.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You need a veteran offensive lineman, especially guard, because Booker's going.
Right.
See,
Top
and
10.
I don't see a replacement right now that's there.
Veteran.
If they have an explosive runner in their backfield, I haven't seen it. They need to get one. They need to get a couple of both Scarboroughs. I don't see it.
He don't get the ball. They don't get the ball.
Even when they do, they're diamond.
They don't have breakaway speed. They don't have breakaway speed.
They're not dynamic enough. They get caught all the time. Now, on defense, they need to get a couple of closers, guys that can get after the quarterback. That's one of the biggest positions that they're missing.
I like that.
And when they go in the portal, that's all you need. You just got to supplement your roster. If they don't address those issues, the same thing that you saw on defense this year, you're going to see again. And they got to get somebody inside that's going to command a double team, get off the block.
Defensive tackle is big. D tackle is a must. You have to have that D tackle.
Okay.
I want to say this too about the portal and the way things are working right now too, just so everybody's on the same page and fans understand this. Is the portal's not going to be the same as it's been in the years past because there's this little bad boy called revenue sharing coming in, right? So now teams are going to have money to retain their dogs, okay?
Ding, ding, ding.
It's about money. I don't care if their mom, dad, sisters, brothers, uncles were all first-team All-Americans at the University of Alabama. Not only did they play for Bear Bryant, they wore houndstooth thongs to bed. That doesn't matter. It's how much money do you have, right? So when at the end of the day, revenue sharing is going to allow some teams to keep the roster intact. And so you're not going to look like everybody keeps talking portal, and I agree it's a big thing. But go look at the quarterbacks in the portal right now. Who's in the portal? What quarterbacks are in the portal that's game changer right now?
Miller Moss is the best one right now.
It's not like it's been, right? Because teams have revenue share, they're able to keep their dogs. I agree with you what you're saying on defensive line. If you want to look at what Ole Miss did this past year, the two biggest pickups they had all year long, that changed their whole team.
D-line.
They got Walter Nolan on the inside, Princely on the outside. And so they got a push pocket guy on the inside and a closer on the outside. Okay, so now I can go get a four-man rush and get home, and I can take my average DBs and play coverage.
So
that's
Mark, what
the
you got,
biggest
Mark?
difference.
Yeah, well, you saw what South Carolina did in terms of closers when they paid old boy $1.5
You can't play
million.
from behind against South Carolina, right?
DMV representative,
Well, I'm
baby.
just saying, they just paid my man $1.5 million to come back next season.
Yeah.
So again, you gotta have some money if you want these closers.
It's a closer.
And he
That's what
worked
they are.
every
They're
penny.
closers.
And he worked every
Mario
penny.
Rivera, the football.
Say what's
That's closers.
And Stewart's worth every penny of that.
All right, so
Kincaid's a dog too now. They had him on both ends.
He's damn good, but here's the thing. If you want it, you're gonna have to pay for it now. So that's all I'm saying. You just gotta know what you're buying.
Yeah, Alabama's gonna have plenty of money. Okay, so let's not act like they ain't gonna have any money. Okay, revenue sharing's coming in. Alabama's gonna max out. Okay, they're gonna have plenty of money. They just got to go get it. It's a business now, right? So they got to go spend the money, and they got to spend it wisely on the positions of need. And in a place like Alabama with the brand, okay. I think building a team in Alabama right now is completely different than it's ever been, right?
Right.
Because you can go recruit and you can go get guys because you always will be able to. But the thing you can do at Alabama is you can use the brand on top of the money that you have to go get closers and get elite players at positions of need.
Correct.
Okay. And so you can go get a closer. You can go, but at the same time, they're going to be, like Marvin just said, they're going to be hella expensive now because the other South Carolina now has $1.5 million to go play. They wouldn't have had that a year ago.
Right.
You could have got Dylan Stewart for $750,000, $800,000 this time last year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so guys, listen. So now we got to get to our sponsor, major sponsor. Petty gonna take it from here, and then we got to get to the depth chart, and we're gonna close it on, guys. Because we can talk all night.
Well, like someone just said in the chat, we need to double the allotment for this show. When we got this many people on talking this much good stuff, we can go for hours, and we ain't even pissed Marvin off yet. I mean, we ain't even got into strawberry ice cream.
I'm on it.
Speaking of strawberry ice cream, though, before we get to the sponsor that helps also keep the lights on, we got people making it rain, so Marvin can go get him a tub of that Bluebell stuff. Jeff Merriman dropping $9.99. Question: Milroe is a great athlete. If Milroe was not the problem, I'd like to know the opinions of what the problem was with Bama this year. Also, I say do away with NIL. Pay each player $2,500.
That ain't gonna happen.
Damn, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. First off, you missed that part of our podcast or our show where we were talking about all the problems. So we sorry you came in late. Yep. But you can look at the replay and you'll see all of our takes on the problem of the team and all that. So we appreciate it.
And I think Siskey and Smoke answered the $2,500 question. Jeff Merriman back $199. Pay each player. Okay, here we go. Pay each player $2,500 per month scholarship. Jeff, you can do it. You just keep sending the super chats.
Hey, man.
Jeff,
hey, you can tell Jeff don't want to pay the players. Look what he just sent us in the super chat.
Jeff's in those 1984 prices right there. That's like 1984. Jeff's in that 1984 NIL.
I know,
Jeff
right?
still thinking they give full glasses with at the Happy Meal.
Hey, that's that 1984 NIL right there.
I'm not hating. I'll take that $199 to Sizzler right now. Don't listen to these rich dudes. 33 Gov, $4.99. Milroe needs to transfer. Point blank.
I got something. Can I say something?
Please.
Yes. I've been trying to say. I tried to say this on this show last week when I was watching, and nobody wanted to take it. All right, here's my question. I got a question. Everybody wants Milroe gone.
I know.
How would the Alabama fan base feel if Jalen Milroe went in the portal, his ass went to Auburn and won a damn Heisman Trophy? Let me tell you, that's what he would do.
Okay? I believe that.
He would win a Heisman Trophy in that offense. So how would the Alabama fan base feel if Jalen Milroe went to Auburn and won the Heisman Trophy?
Put him with Gus Malzahn and see what happens if he goes.
World War II is coming.
Say that again, Bo.
World War II is coming.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful what you wish for. Hey, I tell you, all kidding aside, I will say this: fix whatever you got to fix. Don't be Auburn and Bo Nix. Don't be Auburn and Bo Nix. Auburn ran Bo Nix's ass out of Auburn so fast. All he is a first round draft pick, probably like even to be the offensive rookie of the year in the National Football League. But they ran his ass. He couldn't play quarterback at Auburn though. Couldn't play quarterback.
He couldn't throw the ball.
Couldn't throw it. Couldn't throw it, coach.
Wow.
Couldn't throw it.
In other words,
what you do. Be careful.
Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for.
Shout out to Kenny Dillingham for helping develop one Bo Nix. His first year at Oregon.
Hey, man, we got another super chat. Hold on, guys. Go ahead.
Don Parker, who always keeps it real. Also a huge fan of Tyler Siskey. $5. This is a Tyler Siskey question. What coaches need to be put in the portal? I can name a few. Name them, Don.
Love it.
Don, start naming those coaches right now in this chat. I want to know. With that said, while Don is coming up and naming all the coaches who need to hit the portal, I'm hitting every damn wrong button on this thing. Let's talk about Title Towel, who always keeps it happy here at Bama Standard. I know who will be at the Outback. It's the Outback Bowl. I'm going to call it the Outback Bowl. It's in Tampa. It's the Outback Bowl. Go to whitwillsports.com today. Get that Title Towel on your way to Tampa and let those Michigan Wolverines know who is the team with your title towel. Someone's got it. Raise it up. Show it. Go to whitwillsports.com today. Tell them the promo code Standard. Get that discount. Take that title towel that's on Smoke's shoulder to the what the hell, the Outback, the Who Gives a Shit Bowl. And let Michigan know.
Here y'all go again, man.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on, guys. I got some news. I just got a text from Justin. He's in Brazil. As y'all know, getting a BBL, and he said that he just got his first his left cheek done, and we're doing a great job. So yeah,
Nice. Hey,
Justin.
Marvin, don't you know some places in Brazil to go?
How I get in this?
I thought Brazil was one of your places. I might be wrong.
Marvin, did you get your ass done too?
No.
Hey man, hey, listen, fellas, I told y'all that time right now, y'all on some weird stuff, man.
Okay,
I
We've
told you
gone-
I get him. I got him. Look, okay.
we've gone too deep in on Marvin and Brazil. Let's get deep on the depth chart with my man
You
Steven
think
Smith.
too deep?
Oh my God.
And you talking about me being
Petty, reel it in, Petty. Reel it in, bro. Reel it
How
in.
old are you?
after an hour 14, man. We're in the No Diddy segment of the show.
Oh my God.
And that's when I exit.
That's
Okay.
what it's out.
I'm with
Tyler's just grinning. This is his wheelhouse.
Smoke.
Anyway, though, so depth chart here. Can DeBoer rally the tide? I mentioned this earlier. It starts with this game here, this bowl game. It starts with the preparation of practice for this bowl game for real.
Mhm.
Like the practice leading up to this game is where it starts in him implementing how he wants this team to look. Because if you read between the lines of every DeBoer press conference, whereas he said, well, my vision for this team or how I would like this team to look or my foundation for this team. So reading between the lines, he is saying that, you know, he's trying to put his stamp on some things. Well, this practice for this bowl game, going to the spring, this is his chance to put his stamp on some things. It starts with this bowl game right here and the week of practice going into it. So can he rally the team? He can, but it starts off with how does he do this? Can he do this? Can he have a good week of practice with this team? And I think Smoke is already saying nah. So talk to me about that, Smoke.
Well, here's the biggest thing that I believe in just listening to Coach all year and just watching the offense be so inconsistent. And Siskey touched on it, but I'm going to close on it.
Okay.
I don't think Kalen DeBoer wants Jalen Milroe as his quarterback because that's just not who he is. And that's not what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing I would say for Jalen Milroe, find a new home. Someone that's going to accept you and one that's going to want you.
War Eagle, fly down the field.
Because I'm telling you, I've never seen a guy get the best player on the team get beat up so much. And if he's not perfect, Bama sucks. Because Bama's not that good when you put with the pieces around him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I know this is an Alabama podcast,
Go
but I would really, it would almost be worth entertainment for him to transfer to Auburn. Just the entertainment value.
You know what? If he transferred to Auburn and did well, I would absolutely love it. Because I've been smoked. You've heard me say this before. This guy is being set up as the scapegoat. I don't care what nobody say. And a lot of fans don't want to see it. And of course, I said it and I'll say it again. Some people are not gonna like it. And then you got a lot of fans out here just don't want a black quarterback. That's just what it is. And people don't want to hear it, but that's just what it is.
I think we're past that.
Come on, they're like the last 5 quarterbacks. Come on
Bama's had
now.
one white quarterback in the
Come
last
on.
5.
They haven't had one since
Complain
AJ.
about them all. And they complain about them all.
AJ was the last white quarterback, and he's got a chest tap.
Hey,
Siskey,
AJ's more the brother than half the brothers. I mean, come on,
Yep.
we gotta go before
Hey,
him.
I
Probably Greg
love him.
McElroy.
I'm
Probably
talking
hadn't had
about
one
our
since Greg
fans.
McElroy.
No, I'm talking about our fans. I'm not talking about the players. I'm down with whoever Alabama gets at quarterback. But I'm talking about our fans. We still got a bunch of good old boy fans.
Hey, Siskey. Now you brought up the Auburn idea for entertainment value. What if this boy for real transfer to Tennessee though?
Ooh,
He don't fit the system.
He don't fit it. Listen,
And they got Nico.
he don't fit it. But I'm just telling you
Doesn't
guys,
fit.
when you get beat up like that, and no one truly comes to your rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Every Bama fan after a game crushes him.
Yep.
He's still a person.
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
And he can walk at any point. I used to do the same thing to Jalen Hurts. You're not going to get players that's better than that to come into an Alabama system to impact the game at that level. The best defensive mind that's a head coach right now is Kirby Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby Smart is scared shitless of Jalen Milroe and can't do nothing with him. So if Kirby and Glenn Schumann really don't want it with him, why would you want to get rid of him?
Exactly.
But hey, listen, you Bama fans that want to say he stinks, he can't throw, he can't do this, I can tell you what he can do. He can put up 5 touchdowns and over 400 yards against the second-ranked team in the nation.
You better know who's coming in the door before you let him go out the door.
And let me say this, I'm gonna be done with the so-called race thing because they swear on race, baby. Let me say this. Every comment that I've heard and seen and read on Facebook, it has some racist connotation to it from our fans.
That's what you get for being on Facebook. Don't be on Facebook. Ain't nothing but 90-year-old people on Facebook.
Right. Listen, and on all the social media. Those are our fans. I get it. So you can't put it back on me saying, "Oh, he's race baiting," because I see what I see, and I'm not.
But what are they saying? He couldn't play because he's black or because he can't throw?
Hold on. Last. Jalen Milroe is inconsistent when it comes to throwing, but you got to understand that's on the team and everything else. But nobody wants to talk about it. We do have a bunch of racist ass fans. That's just what it is. I love our fans, but they are.
But the problem, Steve, when you say stuff like that, when people like me trying to critique him, then I get called racist because I've been called racist all year.
No, I'm not. No, you've never said anything like that. I'm just saying. I'm saying some of the things the fans say, and they come with the racist rhetoric. That's what I'm saying. They just can't say, "Oh man, he got to get better," or this and that. Fans can be fans. They're going to critique. But when you start throwing race into it, that's what I'm talking about. And then what they do when you call them out on it, the first thing they try to do is blame shift. Oh, now you're trying to... No, you know what you're doing. And when you get called out on it, then we're the problem. And I don't play that. I'm just saying, I'm going to call it what I call it. And then they come with me, "Oh, Steve Brown, you a racist." No, you ought to hear what I say to black folks. I say it all the time. I say what I say.
But Steve, the key question is, what are they saying about you and about Milroe on MySpace?
Oh,
man.
Hey, man. Hey, they kicked me off
the top rope.
So that's where I am with it, guys. So it's not a thing of, hey, I hate Bama fans, but we do have some obnoxious fans who are really crazy, and they say a lot of stuff that's unnecessary. Just love the team. Don't like what you don't like what you like, and keep it moving. But you can't correct in this day and time. You cannot correct anybody about saying anything that's really stupid or really crazy or racist, or then you'll be the problem. So that's why I say what the hell I want to say and leave it to whoever want to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah, tell them to fuck off and eat fish heads, man. Just tell them to fuck off and eat fish heads.
Yeah. People need to get checked. People need to get checked, and that's just what it is. Nobody wants to get checked because the biggest thing we do now is blame shift. You know what the fuck you doing, and then when you get called on it, oh man, you're why you got to bring up race because you said something racist, ugly.
Before I continue, before Petty continues, this is the Bama Standard. So tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend that's got an iPhone, an iPad, a tablet, whatever device they got, to check out the Bama Standard right here for this unfiltered conversation.
It's my phone
as well.
Damn sure unfiltered.
Hey, we have never been accused of being filtered. And that's the thing, man. We've seen it from both sides, Steve. And that's what I'm talking about, man. On other shows, I'll start talking about, man, I love, I mean, me and Smoke talk about Milroe all the time. And I'll get called all kind of crap because I've said I got questions. But I've also said I think he's a great runner. I think he's a great player. I think you can win a national title with Milroe. But when I question his throwing it, it's like, well, you're white. You're questioning because he's black. I'm like, what?
Exactly. Why do y'all listen to that? Why do y'all listen to that? You don't like what you don't like.
I don't give a shit.
Hey, don't listen.
I'm on a show with former Bama players that aren't my shade. I think they would kick my ass off if they thought I was something.
Oh my God.
No, just don't listen to that shit, Steve. Just tell them to kick rocks.
That's right. Tell them kick rocks. But who don't kick rocks is those people that keep making it rain here at the Bama Standard tonight. 334-GUF, $4.99. This staff can't help Milroe. We've seen what Sheridan has done. Siskey agrees with that wholeheartedly, 334.
Hey,
Jeff Merriman, $4.99. Glad I could make y'all laugh tonight with the $2,500 per month per player. I played college ball in 78 to 82, so I'm just an old school guy. Hey, we
Great.
get it.
We love you.
So
We love
so Jeff was playing in the days where they put the $100 in the towel and guys would take 7 showers.
No, I think he faxed that. I think he faxed that super chat over to
He
Steve.
faxed it.
Jeremy Matthews, $4.99. Send him to USC with Riley, where he'll get.
Doesn't fit.
Bad matchup.
Like guys, this isn't hard. This isn't hard. We make this shit too hard. It's like, do y'all watch football?
You can send him anywhere that you want. But I wouldn't send him out of my building.
Hey man, listen. So listen. In conclusion, guys. So let's go around the room and then let's let everybody know what you'll be doing. We already know Marvin will be somewhere eating ice cream. So Marvin, you ain't got to say nothing. Let's start. Smoke. What you got? What you got coming up, brother?
Man, I don't got much coming up, man. Other than just posting up on Mondays with my man Siskey on the opening kick. I'm trying to holler at Siskey and have him come on the show, but AJ keeps beating me out because he's a better player from Bama and he played quarterback. And his rap catalog is better.
I coached him.
Oh, wow.
Listen to me now, Steven. His rap catalog, listen, sick. Tell him Siskey. But if you want to find me on IG, Smoke V Dixon. If you want to get me on X, it's Coach GV Dixon. Just holler at me, man. Not too much. I got some content. That's about it.
That's what's up. Bo, I know you got a lot going on. What you got, brother?
I ain't got too much going on, man. Spending time with my son. Still got my clothing line going on. Still doing Cameo. Back on here with you guys some days. You can follow me, Bo Scarborough, on all social media. But I really enjoy the time that I get to spend with my son at the age that he is.
Man, that's a beautiful thing, bro.
That's good stuff.
Marvin, what the hell you got going on?
About to get my $1,200 back, but in the meantime, you can follow me on Instagram, Constant45, and Twitter, Constant451. But you damn right, I'm about to get my $1,200 back.
Hold on, Mark. You keep saying you're getting it back. You ain't said what bet you took. Who did you take?
Well, I bet 5 different people, but the total amount bet was $1,250.
Damn.
I don't turn bets down on Bama, baby.
I love it.
You better start learning.
Hey, maybe you should have this year. Steven, what you got, brother?
Man, y'all know what I got. I'm on here every Tuesday. On here every Saturday. Sunday night. With Saturday Night Talking Bama. Got my articles here with Touchdown Alabama Magazine. You can check that out there. And then pretty soon when they start practicing for this ReliaQuest Bowl, whatever this is, I'll be out at the practices.
How easily we just forget about a great
guest, our distinguished guest who's been really laying down the law, sitting out a lot of truth and just coming up with great talking points. What you got, Siskey? What you got, brother?
Man,
Siskey.
I'm just happy to be here with my guy Bo Cephas. I miss my guy Bo. All kidding aside, is when I get to be around, as soon as I saw Bo, I started flashing back in my head when Bo was still in high school, come hang out at the office about an hour every Wednesday, Bo at noon. Every Wednesday at noon, Bo had to come to the office every Wednesday at noon. Makes me miss coaching. That's the part of coaching that I miss. I don't miss all the bullshit we've been talking about. I miss relationships with players. Bo was he knows that I'm not telling him anything he don't know, but Bo's one of my all-time favorites. Is the reason why you coach is to be around guys like Bo. So made me happy, made my day to see my man Bo Cephas and that he's doing well, because he is he don't know it, but he made a major impact on me as a coach just being around him. So love me some Bo.
Hey, man, listen, you can come back to the show anytime, brother, anytime. Of course, we're gonna be here, man, talking crap. Patty, what you got going, man? Not close it up. What you got going?
Man, I got all kind of stuff all over the place, but I did want to echo on that. For the fans that don't know, man, I was with Bo in Tuscaloosa, getting to know the man, hanging out, and one of the things he told me was the reason he went to Alabama was his relationship with this man, Tyler Siskey.
That ain't true, though. That ain't true. We can't tell the good stories, Patty. We can't tell.
I'm trying to be PG. I can go into the truth that Bo told me after a drink. We can get real, but no,
we cannot. We cannot.
But that was still in the air where relationships mattered, and that relationship mattered, and you obviously, and it's very rare that we get this on the show, the coach that recruited the player, and Bo's been here forever, so that's actually kind of a cool dynamic having y'all. But look, man, y'all stay for the after hours, and I'll tell the real damn reason and why Bo still got to wear that red and blue.
All right,
With
so
that said,
guys,
I'm Daniel Petty. I'm all over this damn network. It's Petty_Daniel on Twitter. I'm in for Justin tonight. I'll be on the next show here in about 30 minutes. The final whistle with my man Matt Cadell, Chris James, Dan James, the star of the show, Ty Hayes, Lushawn Graves. We'll be cutting it up for another hour after this. And then Thursday nights, going hard in the paint, talking basketball. If you ain't paid attention, Nate Oates got that Alabama basketball team whipping some ass all over the hard court. We're going to be here on Thursday nights talking basketball with JT Herb, myself, 7:30 Central. And then I'm on Monday nights with my man Smoke on the opening kick, 7 o'clock. Check me out. And I'll let my man Steve, the star of the show, close this thing out.
All right, so you can follow me on Instagram, Comic Steve Brown, one word, Comic Steve Brown. Also, Comedian Steve Brown fan page. I'm sure you guys watch TNT with Charles Barkley and Shaq and all that. You know, you got that one guy, Charles Barkley. He just says shit that gets on people's nerves, but he speaks his mind. That would be me on this show. So I'm gonna stick around and I'm gonna continue to get on your nerves because I'm gonna say what's on my mind. But we're gonna talk Bama football. We're gonna talk everything. We appreciate y'all coming on, man. And for everybody, including my guy Justin Riley, we just want to say roll tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.